Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, is this thing on? Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, welcome to the 94th running of the Old Humble Distilling Company Quarantine Happy Hour. Testing 1, 2. Is this? Am I actually hearing this thing through? Yeah, that's exactly what the audio is supposed to sound like. This is crazy. No, I have the microphone configured thusly. This is the 94th running of the Old Humble Distilling Company Quarantine Happy Hour. We are really close to being on the back end of the quarantine, and I'm going to start dropping the quarantine happy hour. It's just going to become the happy hour. We also have about 6 shows, well, 7 if you count this one. 7 shows, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, and 100. Number 7, that is the 100th episode, which should be coming right around the end of June-ish, if my math is correct. And I don't know what we're going to do for that show yet, but it's going to be a stupid, crazy one. Tonight, we're going to be doing a trivia challenge that Lisa doesn't know about, but she will find out about it soon enough. She probably can hear me in the green room. If she can hear me, she should wave. Yeah, if she can hear me in the green room, she's going to be coming in just a second. She's going to be joining me. I don't know what the trivia challenge is going to look like, but I have an idea. A lot of these shows are kind of done off the seat of our pants. I don't wear shoes because we started it during the quarantine when I was not wearing shoes around the house. That's a true story. See, I don't wear shoes when I do this show. It is tradition. I also have an opening shot. This is our special reserve whiskey that we're drinking for our opening shot. I want to give a big thanks to the folks over the Cabin Fever live stream for hosting our show on Twitch, and also everybody on Twitch watching us tonight, everybody on Facebook watching us tonight, and everybody on YouTube watching us tonight. Do not forget, hit subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, participate in the show. It makes it more fun. This really did start out a little over a year ago. Cheers. As an attempt to kind of fend off the idleness of the quarantine and keep me talking about the distillery, keeping me busy when I couldn't go out and do tastings, I couldn't go out and do events, I couldn't go out and do things. We wanted to reach out to you, our loving fandom, so that y'all could possibly reach back and remember us when you went off to Specs to get your delicious supplies for the quarantine. And I am happy to announce today we have expanded from Specs to Total Wine to Goody Goody to Twin Liquor and several other local mom and pop 1, 2, 3 rooftop liquor stores all around the city of Houston, all around the state of Texas. If it is not available at your local apothecary, please ask your druggist. Liquor store owners don't like me calling them druggists. Ask them to carry our whiskey, and they will reach out to us or to our distributor and pick it up. I've had several of those phone calls over the last 3 months. And that said, we've also, in addition to expanding our retail footprint, we've expanded our virtual footprint tremendously, and I am deeply, deeply, deeply appreciative to y'all for reaching out and touching us, for lack of a better term. Sorry, that sounds weird. But we're doing our social media thing in order to stay connected to you, our fans, so that when we do come out of this pandemic and we open up our tasting room and open up our facility and start having live events back at the distillery, y'all can come out and join us, and we can communicate all of that effectively to you. So all that said, time for a fantastic damn show tonight. Let's get Lisa in here and have some good trouble fun. Lisa, where you at? There you are, Lisa.
I'm home in my dining room.
Our very own legal eagle, Lisa. She keeps me out of jail, mostly. Also, my lovely wife keeps me out of jail and out of court. That's also important. Keeps me out of court. And she not infrequently gives me that look. Guys, You know exactly which look I'm talking about if you've ever done or said anything that earns you the pleasure of that look. Right, Lisa?
Indeed.
That's that's pretty close to it. All right, very good. Lisa, what you drinking tonight?
Something that's not our whiskey.
That's fair. What
Is
are you
that
drinking
okay?
tonight?
Is that allowed?
It's a happy hour. You're allowed to drink whatever you want.
So yeah, I have this thing that's
Usually, when I'm not drinking my whiskey, I call it mostly water,
80.
which is not a lie. Even if it's 80 proof, it's still mostly water. What you got?
I have a whiskey spicy ginger and orange cocktail.
That sounds like it's definitely something.
It's a sparkling new fashioned. It comes in a can.
A new fashioned.
That's what it says on the can.
Okay, so again, whiskey, ginger,
Orange,
and cocktail. Wait,
spicy ginger,
spicy. Ginger, orange,
ginger.
spicy cocktail.
Whiskey, spicy, ginger, and orange cocktail in a can.
So is the spicy the ginger, or is the spicy like an added like dash
spicy
of something?
Ginger. No, there's not a dash of cayenne or.
Okay, so it's a spicy ginger, orange.
Or Reaper.
Got it. Well, tonight I am drinking one of my classics. My cocktail is one of my classics. I'm going to open the bottle. This was one that we debuted early in the pandemic, and it's one of my favorites actually. Fancy glass, cheap champagne.
That would be a champagne.
Yes. So this was one that I picked up after way back when we were flying fighters in the first big war. We were with the fighters. We were back in the behind the lines, running sorties over the front lines, and it was us and the Brits and the Frenchmen. And the French had the champagne, we had the whiskey, the Brits had the gin. But what we would do is we'd kind of hang out with the French and we'd hang out with the Brits and we'd have our good times. And more often than not, we'd mix. I'm sorry?
Was Snoopy there?
No, Snoopy is make believe, dear heart. So we'd mix and hang out with the, swap drinks with the Brits and swap drinks with the French, and they'd have their champagne and their wines. And every once in a while, we'd get a little bit creative and mix our drinks. And so we'd mix up our whiskey with the French champagne, and it made for a very delightful drink. This is actually where we learned that the French had a new way of kissing too. They use their tongue. It's quite clever. But we'd mix our drink, and this is where we came up with the very delightful cocktail that we called the Barnstormer. Because when we came back to the States after the war, we had our surplus planes and we'd fly around doing our barnstorming shows, and these were the drinks. We'd bring back the champagne, we'd mix it with our whiskey, and these were the drinks that we would sell at our barnstorming events. Cheers. We would garnish this with a little orange, but I don't feel like being that fancy tonight. Oh. And that makes for a very delightful cocktail. A little champagne, a little whiskey, way better than a mimosa. It's like a man-mosa.
Okay. They're not man drinks or girly drinks.
Unless they have penises, then they can be manly drinks. I mean, that's what, a few years back, they had this thing in Target where they quit selling boys' toys and girls' toys. And I always told people that, is it after 9 o'clock we say this joke? Yeah, unless, if it doesn't involve the penis or the vagina, then it is neither a boy's toy or a girl's toy. It is like anybody can play with them unless it is like specifically tooled for the anatomy. So, a delicious little drink is the mimosa, the man-mosa, the Barnstormer is a much more historically appropriate name, because we did serve these in our barnstorming events. They were crazy too. People walking on wings and hanging upside down underneath the. Chris says you're drinking pickle margaritas. That sounds dreadful.
I'm No.
Pickle margarita sounds absolutely dreadful. But yeah, these were the and it was easy to set up a bar back then because back then, they didn't have any laws. We could just do pretty much whatever we wanted. But then along came prohibition, and we couldn't even sell whiskey. We could give it away as long as we sold tickets. But that's a whole nother story. Lisa, how you been keeping yourself this week? What movies have you seen?
No movies. I did watch one episode of Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist.
It's been 7 days, and you watched one episode of one TV show? Come on.
And part of an episode from season 8 of Grey's Anatomy.
Season 8 of Grey's Anatomy.
Part of one episode.
I heard over the weekend when I was doing one of my tastings up in Georgetown. No, this was College Station. Grey's Anatomy is still running?
Yes.
They're still making episodes of Grey's Anatomy?
Yes.
So we're talking, what, 25 years now? Has that been on as long as The Simpsons?
I think 17.
That's dumb.
Shush.
Can you imagine having a job for 17 years in this day and age?
I wish.
I mean, my dad worked for the post office for God, how long did he work for the post office? 1980 to 2005. That'd be 25 years. And he even worked before then for a couple of years before that. So, I mean, we're talking 78, maybe 76. I mean, that's like 30 years almost. Can you imagine having a job for 30 years in this day and age?
No.
I mean, of course, when I first started working at my previous job, and I popped into some of my coworkers' offices to talk to them, find out how long they'd been there. They're like, yeah, I've been here 15 years. And I thought to myself, God, 15. Phew. And I ended up working at that place for almost 10 years. So, I mean, but 17, I mean, the people working at Grey's, what is that? Is it it's not an auto shop. It's a hospital, bank? That's a hospital, right? Yeah. They've been working. Is it the same hospital, or was it like what they did with Scrubs? Have they moved hospitals?
No, they
didn't
move
do that in ER too? Didn't
the
they switch
hospital has changed names, but they did twice, but they did not move hospitals.
Yeah. I just find that whole whatever. I've never. My lovely wife has seen several episodes, but I've never seen Grey's Anatomy. Should I?
It's a nice show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it better or worse than Breaking Bad? Will it teach you basic principles of business? Like Breaking Bad does.
So I haven't seen
Breaking Bad teaches you basic principles of business. We've been over this.
I get it, but I haven't seen it, so I really.
You haven't seen Breaking Bad?
I have not. It's on my list.
Oh, man, you have the nerve to call me. No, wait, you didn't call me a nerd when I was talking about science stuff. Anyway, you were thinking it. We're doing this. Okay, this is one of my announcements that I want to make tonight. I have started the information collection.
In my corner.
Moose Cow's here. Hey, Moose Cow. I'm so excited. That's awesome. But I've started the initial information gathering for Old Humble Project Mercury. Go ahead, ask the question.
No.
What is Project Mercury? You have to ask the question. You have to ask it.
No.
Fine. I will type it in chat. What is Project Mercury? Oh, that is a great question, Old Humble Guy. Project Mercury, and this is the basic information, the first step of information gathering. I went and grabbed a notebook and I started writing down scientific data like air pressure at 30,000 kilometers up, air temperatures, it's the basic information gathering for our space whiskey project. And this will be a YouTube series as we go through the scientific experimentation process, the information gathering process, the proving of hypotheses of what might happen.
Here, Chris has a comment as to what might happen.
Explosions in the sky. Yes, that is a very real possibility.
Yes, it is.
It is a legit true possibility, but it is a more likely possibility that there will be an implosion on Earth in the Mercury phase, and possibly in the Gemini phase, there might be an explosion in the sky, but it should be contained within a. It is a good name for a band, but it might be contained within a recovery vessel. So there's a whole lot. The beginning of the process has started now. The first part of the experimental phases has begun now. I expect this will wrap up sometime in the summer of 2022, because this year is 2021, and it should take about 12 months for me to pull this thing off. The ultimate goal is to have sent whiskey into space, recover the whiskey barrel, bottle the whiskey, and have the whiskey for sale at the distillery. That's the ultimate goal. And to do it safely without killing anybody or damaging anybody's property. I think I've checked all the boxes on that. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to write a cease and I have to write a cease and desist letter to my own client.
A cease and desist letter for me?
Yeah.
On behalf of humanity.
Right.
So, like, the goal of this project.
I have a conflict here.
Yeah. Just like, yeah, of course there's a conflict. But just like with the actual Apollo program, the goal of the Apollo program was to land a man on the moon and return him to Earth safely. My goal is to send whiskey into space and recover it safely. That's the ultimate goal, or at least very nearly to space. I mean, it's going to be pretty much space.
Is that?
Oh, it's an actual band. Explosions in the Sky is an actual band name? Ooh. Is that what that was the name of the band, right? Explosions in the Sky?
Right.
That's a band. That's a cool band name. And apparently they're a very good band according to Moose Scout. I'm going to have to I don't have a pen. Look them up. I have a pen now. Explosions in the Sky. If they tour, they might.
They're from Texas. Moose Scout
find a way. I might find a way to trick them into coming to the distillery.
They did the soundtrack for Friday Night Lights, so that might actually be.
What? That is the soundtrack. Okay. All right. We are on a mission now. We're going to see if they've got a video. Friday Night Lights. I'm going to see if champagne and whiskey might give you a hiccup. I'm going to see if I can't find a video from Explosions in the Sky to celebrate our impending Mercury success. So this is a sneak preview of what's to come. The fact-finding portion of the Mercury project is basically trying to figure out what's going to happen to my alcohol and my water as I send it up into low pressure atmospheres way far above the sky. Like 30,000 kilometers is way up there. I've also learned how to start using metric terms. The biggest question mark I've got right now is what happens when the water freezes and the alcohol isn't frozen, because the water is going to freeze before the alcohol freezes, and then I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if the barrel will catch everything and it'll just condense on the inside of the barrel. I don't know if it escapes outside of the barrel. I don't know what's going to happen. XPLOSIO, explosions in the sky. Oh, yeah.
To me, like you need to figure out how to shake the container.
Well, what I'm thinking is if I can put it in a very nearly a vacuum vessel, and then just see what happens, because I can create a mechanism that creates a vacuum in a steel tank outside of the distillery and see what happens. Or I can find a fellow science nerd who has access to a vacuum container and see if I can put a barrel in that thing and then see what happens. Either way, there's a really good chance that something might explode. Either the barrel might go and explode, or if I put it in the steel drum might implode, or if we use actual science equipment, then it'll probably be mostly safe. But this is science. I'll be actually gathering data. I'm not just going to be trying to make stuff blow up like the Mythbusters. Those cuckoo birds. There's the Explosions in the Sky link. I have found their YouTube page. And that's not them. There's a there they are, Explosion in the Sky YouTube page. I found their YouTube page. We'll find some of their music in a minute. And maybe I can talk them into. I mean, it's possible they're in Texas. Oh, shush! I'm hearing noise in my headphones that isn't on the show. Okay, so anyway, what movies have I seen?
This is inside your head, not the headphones.
No, it's definitely in the headphones. But it could be inside my head. I'm not ruling that out. Your Hand in Mine is what she suggested to look up. And if yep, there it is. It's like the first video on their page. That's cool. Okay. We'll let that get through the ad, and then we'll share a taste of their music in a minute. Lisa, you said your cocktail is one of those ready-made cocktails in a can?
It was.
Can you show us the can? Because I am kind of curious.
One moment, please.
Okay. So it's a new fashioned. All right, she's gone. Guys, check this out. What we're going to do is never mind.
This is the cocktail in a can.
Awesome. Okay.
So,
and that, I presume, is available at your finer apothecaries and liquor stores around the state.
Is where I got mine.
Very cool. And they are on Spotify, Moose Cow says, so that's cool too. Okay, so I've got their page. We'll listen to some of their music in a second. That's cool. It was recommended to me that we may be able to some people we know in common with how do I phrase this properly? Some first and second degree connections to us at the distillery have access to actual space platforms and rocketry that could put a barrel in low Earth orbit. But
we need to talk about insurance.
Well, here's the issue that I would have. My concern with low Earth orbit is if the alcohol stays in space for too long, it'll almost certainly vaporize, almost certainly get lost, and then we'd have nothing to recover. And the goal of the mission is to launch whiskey into space and recover it safely so that we can, ultimately drink it. That's the ultimate goal. Not just simply launch into space, because you can launch anything into space and never recover it. I mean, Elon Musk launched that dead body into space in his car that one time, and you didn't know that's why he launched that into space. That little spaceman he killed somebody. He definitely killed somebody. Put that body in one of his little suits. Put that suit in the car and launch that dead body into space. That is a corpse. Allegedly. I have to say allegedly, otherwise I'll get a cease and desist letter.
You're learning very well from me.
That's the rumor that I heard. Some people are saying that Elon Musk may have, killed somebody. I mean, I'm not, obviously. I wouldn't say that because he's in my state and he could probably get me. Okay. This has been just total nonsense. So that's our Mercury program. We're going to have a Mercury program, a Gemini program. Gemini program is going to be collecting the actual hardware and learning how to use it. So there will be at least one test flight at low scale and possibly full scale. And then the Apollo program is going to be the program to launch a barrel of whiskey into space and recover it safely. Bless you, dear. You're not gonna die on us, are you?
Hope not.
All right. Well, cool. If you need to run over there and cough, I can talk with them about what we're really gonna do. not allowed to go unmonitored right now.
No. This is
Uh,
what I do. I make sure that you don't burn the distillery down and that you don't start saying things in public that you should not be saying.
we've only had one minor fire at the distillery ever. And we put it out pretty quick. Nobody got hurt badly. It was, nice and simple. By the way, just so y'all know, pure ethyl alcohol burns with a clean blue flame. Methyl alcohol and ethyl alcohol, methyl alcohol burns with kind of a yellow, dirty flame. And when the methyl alcohol and ethyl alcohol are kind of mixed together, you get kind of this dirty, greasy looking blue yellow flame. And one of the ways to test if the alcohol that you're getting off the still is pure, clean alcohol is you just simply light it on fire. But it's really hard to see that clean blue flame when the lights are on. So you go into the bathroom where it's dark, you turn off the lights, you close the door, you light it just to see. But you've got to be careful because if you light it in a shot glass, that shot glass gets hot real fast and you might drop it. And if you drop it on the ground, alcohol tends to spread out really wide. So just a little ounce of alcohol becomes like a big puddle of fire. And that's generally speaking, mind you, generally, not specifically as if this has ever happened in real life, but generally speaking, that's a bad thing to have in a distillery that has
a lot more alcohol.
Gallons of alcohol laying around.
Just a shot glass.
You just don't want a puddle of fire on the floor. So if you ever find yourself in this particular situation, wear gloves or possibly find a better way to test your alcohol. Possibly with better experience and just maybe stand over the toilet instead of in front of the toilet. I mean, that's usually a good idea because if you have a puddle of alcohol in your toilet that's on fire, a puddle of fire in your toilet like that, I mean, that's happened to us all, right, guys? I mean, we've all had spicy food. We know how things are. Speaking of puddles of fire, I've never shared the aftermath of our Death Nut Challenge.
Oh, God.
So this was 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken, right?
No, 3 weeks ago, right?
Was it 3 weeks ago? I think it was 2 weeks ago. Because last week I had the technical difficulties with the graphic.
Tanya was on with us when.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure this was 2 weeks ago. We did the Death Nut Challenge. This is the real damn deal. These little boogers are hot. Like up to phase 3. That's hot, but bearable. But once you pass phase 3, you get into phase 4. Damn, that's like biting on needles at that point. And then 5, that was damn near unbearable. It was tough. It was bad. It was hard. Got through it like a champ. I'm a boss. Go check out episode 92. Early in the show, my mouth is watering just thinking about it. Ugh, God, not a pleasant experience. But here's the thing, an even less pleasant experience. So I didn't pregame, Lise. You're supposed to pregame with this stuff, right? Eat some fatty foods, eat some bread, put some milk in your belly to counteract the capsaicin, eat some peanut butter, stuff like that. Kind of give yourself a little cushion for the foodborne death that you're about to eat. I didn't do any of that. I come back from my tasting, I throw the show together, get all the lights set up, and then we're like, bam, we're on it. So that was probably my first mistake.
Only the first one?
Yeah, well, the first, probably. The first one. I mean, the first mistake was deciding to do it.
Yes.
The second mistake was following through with that stupid decision. The third mistake was not pre-gaming.
Right.
Okay, so we're 3 mistakes in.
At least.
At least, yeah. Okay, so the show was 9 o'clock. I chow the peanuts from probably at the 9:15 mark or so. So by 9:30, I'm done. Right? That sounds about right. That's about the right timeline, right?
I think so.
Okay, so the show goes until about 10:30. I think that show may have gone about 30 minutes long. We went to about 10:30. Um,
Are you hiccuping?
uh, yeah, I need to. The Bombardier, the Barnstormer, rather, is a great drink, but I've had enough of that. The fizzy bubblies make me a little hiccupy. Oh, I gotta say it like a 1920s Barnstormer. I thought the fizzy bubblies make me a little bit hiccupy. We can't have that, darling. This was a right proper show. It was very good. Very good. Where's my jacket? Martha, Martha, get over here. All right, back to the
Almost to Cary Grant. I think
anyway,
earlier it was more Roosevelt than it was Kennedy. FDR.
Don't. All of my characters are just me doing dumb voices. Anyway, okay, so right around the show wraps up around 10:30. Right around, I think it was 11 o'clock or so. You know, I go into the other room. I eat. I drink some milk.
You
I'm
drink
sitting
milk on the show.
Yeah, I did. I drank some milk on the show to kind of neutralize everything, but I don't remember exactly what I did because it's been a couple of weeks now. Exactly what I did after the show. But all of a sudden, like this was like my body started rejecting everything. Like I get really hot, I get really sweaty. Like my body's like just like trying to. It feels like it's just trying to purge everything. I feel like I'm about to throw up. I just I break out in sweats profusely, and I'm just like, oh my god, what am I going to do? I get up. I'm thinking to myself, there's no way I'm going to throw these things up because it burned like hell going down. I can only imagine how bad it's going to be coming back. Uh, so I come in here, I get some Tums, I drink some Pepto, and I go sit back down. And I sit down and like I'm very still on the couch, just like hoping this dreadfulness will pass. It takes about 15 minutes. Everything passes, like the waves of hate and sorrow pass, and everything's fine. Uh, the show that I'm watching ends. It was like a 30-minute show. I reach over to grab the remote control, and just the process of like contorting my body ever so slightly kicks off another wave. And we're talking now, it's like close to midnight, and we get a whole nother wave of this. Like just my I'm like shaking and sweating. And it feels like I'm getting a fever, and it's just I think I'm gonna this just like dreadful like nausea comes over me. I think I'm gonna throw up. And again, I don't want these things to come back. They were bad enough going down. I don't want them to come back out. So now we're talking like 2.5 or so hours after. Uh, and I don't want to move because this moving, simply contorting the muscles ever so slightly this way kicks this off again. So I don't want to get up and walk into the other room to have some more Pepto and Tums to try and settle all this stuff down. So I'm just like sitting again, very still, hoping all of this passes. Uh, Passes as in time, not passes as in gastric, because
Disaster.
I don't want these things. I don't want these things touching any part of my body at this point. And by about 12:30 or so, I eat the nuts around. Eat the nuts. I eat the death nuts around 9:30. By about 12:30, the last the second wave of hate kind of passes over my body, and I'm just like sitting very still, waiting for it to pass. It kind of passes, and I'm sitting there thinking, okay, I haven't felt any like damage for a while. I slowly get up, slowly walk into my office, grab the post game Pepto again, try and make sure everything stays settled. this shit's the real deal. Like, I'm telling you, like, guys, if y'all want to do this, like, definitely send me a message, let me know, because I want to watch it. I want to watch it live, but I also want to watch the next couple of hours as y'all like deal with that, because this is way tougher than the one chip. I mean, the one chip challenge was bad. I pre-gamed for the one chip challenge. The one chip challenge was bad, but this shit, man, whew, that was tough. That was tough. Now I can happily report that that was it. After the sweats and shuddering from like midnight or so went on, the next day, like we're talking 24 hours later, we were fine. Everything was fine. I was really, for obvious reasons, I won't be graphic, but for obvious reasons, I was worried about the next morning. But that was not an issue. For the entire day, that was not an issue. These did not cause any further distress after that initial like 12 midnight suffer session. Once the sweats went, it was fine, and I was fine the next day. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, everything was fine. It was as if it was just a regular gastro day, so to speak. And I believe Saturday, was it that Saturday? Yeah, that Saturday I went to a crawfish boil. So there you go. We were back in the clear. We were back in the green, and everything was optimal and wonderful. So there you go.
Chris Hawley, still want to try the Death Nuts?
He says so. He wants to try them. I'll bring you on the show. I will join you. I will do it with you, as long as I don't have to be in the same room and you can't confirm that that's what I'm eating. Because I will definitely eat honey roasted peanuts while you eat the Death Nuts. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and do the music. Lisa, you want to listen to the music?
Okay, let's listen to the music.
Okay, so I need to, let's see here. I need to do this button here, share a tab. And when I share the tab, I need to make sure I listen to audio. Did that work? Nope, wrong tab. Oh, Jesus, I'm bad at this. Okay, one more time. Share the Chrome tab. That one right there. There we go. All right. And hit play. I guess I can. Mm-hmm. I'm digging it so far. This is an 8-minute song, though.
Oh, maybe we
Should
have
I
to
fast forward? It's like Freebird. I like the riff, though. It's a good sound.
Chris said that it's all instrumental. So it's a lovely song. But
Awesome. Well, with this as our background music, Lisa, would you like to accept a trivia challenge?
oh, I'd love to.
All right, so if you answer 3 out of 5 questions correctly, you win.
Okay. Maybe you should turn this down a little.
Hey, yeah, I probably should. But I got to figure out how to do that. Hang on. What if I did this? Oops, I muted it. Turn this down a lot. Like there. There. Is that good? We good?
Okay.
That's good. Okay.
Trivia challenge.
Lisa.
Yes.
Trivia challenge. I don't have a drum. Trivia challenge for Lisa. Okay. Here's the rules. I've got 5 trivia questions.
Okay.
If you answer 3 of them correctly, you win
What do I win?
the game.
Is there a prize?
Well, you win the game. That's the prize. You win the
Okay.
game. I mean,
Okay. I'm in it to
that's
win.
just, yeah, that's how it goes. Okay. So the first question of the first. You ready?
Yes.
In the 1990 horror movie Lake Placid, this is actually one I don't know the answer to. Which type of animal terrorized the residents of Black Lake, Maine? I'll give you a hint. It's not Bigfoot, because Bigfoot is fake, even for stupid horror movies.
So
Actually, I don't know if that's true.
I don't
Okay.
watch horror movies.
You don't watch any movies.
Not very often. I'm gonna go with a wolf.
You would be incorrect. It would be a crocodile
In Maine?
in Maine. It's a 1990s horror movie. I mean, don't think too hard about it, really.
In Maine.
It was not a good movie. It did not feature Samuel L. Jackson. It features some other dum-dums. Well, let's see here. What's the cast of Lake Placid?
Do not refer to Samuel L. Jackson as a dum-dum.
No, I said it had other dum-dums, not like Jack.
That implies that Mr. Jackson is a dum-dum and that these are other dum-dums.
They were other dum-dums, just not. It wasn't him. It was other dum-dums. I mean, you calling him a dum-dum is pretty rude.
I'm not.
It had Bridget Fonda, Bill Pullman, the president was in it. Holy cow! And Oliver Platt. Of course, Oliver Platt was in it.
Wow.
Oliver Platt was in like every 1990s movie.
Sure.
Brendan Gleeson, Jackie Gleason had a kid. Betty White was in it. Huh. Yeah. Then it's just a bunch of dum-dums.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it did have Sam Jackson. No, I'm kidding. It didn't have Sam Jackson. Okay. Sam Jackson was in a different 1990s horror movie where people were being terrorized by a snake. Anaconda, I think, had Sam Jackson in it. No, that's not right. No, Sam Jackson was in Anaconda, if I'm not mistaken.
There's this website called IMDb.
Anaconda movie cast. I think he was in there very briefly. Or maybe I'm thinking of Ice Cube. Danny Trejo. Come on, Sam Jackson. Show me Sam Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson. No, not the Wikipedia. Damn it. Okay, we'll go on to the second question. Lisa, chat, tell me what the horror movie Samuel L. Jackson was in where he died early in the movie too. Jurassic Park when he got eating resetting the breakers. Sam Jackson wasn't in Jurassic Park. Was he? No. Yeah, he was. Holy shit. Sam Jackson was in Jurassic Park.
Huh.
Briefly. Because he did. He died early. Um, yeah. You certainly should have mentioned that it was an instrumental song. But it is a good song. Sam Jackson was in Jurassic Park. I think. I'm pretty sure he was. Jurassic Park cast. He was in it briefly, though. It was not a big part for Sam Jackson because that was definitely a Jeff Goldblum joint. And that dude, Sam Neill, oh my God, he was so bad with his accent. Yeah, there he is. He was Ray Arnold. He was security or tech or something. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen Jurassic Park. And I watch a lot of movies. Um, Shut it. Yes, I watch a lot of movies, but I don't watch them for like the analysis stuff. So I don't remember a lot of the details. I just watch them for the entertainment. So it's like, I'm not like looking for the whole rhetorical movie analysis crap. I'm just like, this is a fun movie. Duh, that's it. Okay, so which American architect designed the Guggenheim Museum in New York?
That was Frank Lloyd Wright.
I'm thinking Mitchell. Yep, it was Frank Lloyd Wright. All right, you got one. It was not a guy named Mitchell. It was Frank Lloyd Wright. Mitchell Guggenheim was my guess.
Was it?
I didn't know. I don't do museums. The Guggenheim. That's the one with the modern paintings or something, right? I don't know.
Just
I don't have to slide. It's in New York, though. I do know that much. Question 3 of the Old Humble Trivia Challenge for episode 94. What is the largest muscle in the human body? Not my human body. Everybody else's human body.
the quadricep.
The what?
The quadricep.
The quadricep. That is a good close guess, but not correct.
Okay.
The largest muscle in the human body that is not my body is the gluteus maximus.
Oh.
Yes, and that is ironically enough the muscle that I don't know if that's ironically enough at all. Yeah, that is the muscle that allows us to walk upright because it holds it connects our butt our legs to our back. So it allows us to walk upright, the gluteus maximus. And I found this is a fun fact that I found out about the animal kingdom. Because we walk upright, we have a butt, and the butt, it connects the back to the legs, and it's that big old chunky muscle back there. Some people have more of it than others. And there are some people that I look at, and I'm like, I'm surprised this person can sit down because they have absolutely no ass. But, no pun intended. The reason we have to wipe our butt is because we walk upright. Dogs don't have butts because they don't walk upright and they don't have to wipe their butts. Same thing with elephants. I mean, you would think an elephant has a big old butt, but elephants do not have big old butts. Cows don't have big old butts. Gorillas don't have big old butts. No other animal has big old butts unless they walk upright. And we're the only animal that walks upright, which is why we actually have to wipe our butt because we have junk in the trunk. And that is an evolutionary feature of humans, which separates humans from the four-legged mammals out there that walk with their bellies to the ground. They don't have to wipe their butts because they don't have butts, because butt is a specific feature that allows human beings to walk upright. That was something that I did not know until several weeks ago when I randomly came across some stupid facts in on a trivia website.
Oh.
And also, dogs don't have hands, so they can't wipe their butt because you need a hand,
right,
to wipe your butt. Well, probably this one, not this one. This is the one you shake hands with, and that would be rude. So you are 1 for 3.
I am.
All right. You must get the next two questions correct in order to win, Lisa.
Thank you.
Oh, this was right up your alley. This is a geography question. Stockholm is the largest city of and capital of what country?
Sweden.
Sweden. Stockholm, Sweden. Is that your answer? That's your confirmed final answer.
Yes.
Not Norway, not Denmark, not what's the other one? Finland?
Finland.
Norway, Denmark, Finland, Sweden. That's the four Nordic countries, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, fjords. There are more fjords in Sweden than fjords. That's a true fact that I just made up. It is in fact Sweden, or as they say in Sweden, Sweden. Where's a cricket when you need them? Also, fun fact. My son had his final orchestra event for the year at his high school this week, and there was a cricket in the auditorium, and it would not shut up. But it wasn't the awkward silence cricket. It was one of those horny crickets that just like sounds like a cicada, and it was just constantly going like a hum back in the background. You could hear this thing off to the right, just chirping constantly, but it wasn't like everything goes quiet and then you hear cricket, 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 cricket. No, this was just like cricket, 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 cricket. This dude was seriously trying to bag some lady cricket. And bravo to him, but I'm pretty sure he was in the wrong place because we were in a high school and all the lady crickets would have been under 17, which would have been inappropriate even if you're Matt Gates. So where you at? You're two out of four, right?
Yes.
So this is for the whole kit and the caboodle.
Caboodle.
Yes. And we'll see if we can't get a caboodle.
I have a caboodle of kits.
Yeah, we will see if we can get a kit and or caboodle sent to you. Oh, this would be a good one since this is a TV based question. You would never get that one, but I think I'll I think I'll skip that for a nerd question. Which I believe would be okay. Well, we'll do the nerd question first, and then we'll give you the TV question after that. First published in 1842, which was just after I graduated high school. The Mask of the Red Death is a short story by which American writer? Really? I know this one. And I'm not even a nerd.
I'm going to go with Edgar Allan Poe.
You got it. Edgar Allan Poe, the one and only muse of Baltimore himself, the Baltimore badass, the drunkard of Dinking Street. I'm sorry, drunkard of Duncan Street. Edgar Allan Poe himself. Quoth the Raven, give me some more, baby. He died in a puddle of his own vomit on election night, way, way, way back in the 1800s. I don't know when he died, but I do know that he died on election night. He got really drunk, passed out, and died in a gutter, as most good writers do. So there you go, kids. If you want to be a writer, half as good as Edgar Allan Poe, you need to get drunk and die in a puddle of your own vomit in the gutter. Bravo to Edgar Allan Poe, one of my favorite writers, I'll add. I fell in love with his writing in high school, and I still like it today. Moose Gal wants to know if you're on YouTube.
Moose Gal, I am not on YouTube.
Except for here.
Except for the Old Humble quarantine happy hour podcast thingy.
Until you bail on me completely. Because this
Christopher says that I'm working on it.
Oh.
I'm not sure of what Christopher means.
Working on. Awesome. Okay. Working on it.
I guess that means I
don't know what it is, but it is going to be exciting. All right. So you got 3 out of 5.
I win.
Yeah. This was the non-nerd question. The The TV question: which outspoken former Scientologist was the female lead on the hit sitcom King of Queens?
Leah Remini.
Oh, you got the nerd question right too, or the non-nerd question, the TV question. Yes, Leah Remini. I knew who she was. I just couldn't remember her name. King of Queens was a good show, but it got on my nerves. Like Kevin, what's his name? Kevin, what's his face? That dude. He was a fun actor. She was a good actress. I enjoyed their interaction together, but he was in that particular show. He got on my nerves. So there you go. Oh, Christopher's working on being a writer. Awesome. I'm a big fan of writers. I like writers a lot. I like, oddly enough, people would not expect this of me, but I actually really enjoy reading new stuff, especially from new writers. So most people don't expect that of me, but it is true. I like new artists and artists who work on their craft. It's kind of cool. I like the artistic process as well. I like being in the room when artistic people are working on their craft. It's animal facts with Joe. Moose Cow saw the butt part. But no, I like listening to artistic people working on their craft. It's a fascinating process of iteration and reiteration and figuring out what works and learning from mistakes. It's a fascinating thing. Do y'all do that in the law world the same way, where it's a reinvention and reiteration and kind of improving on the process and operations every time you do it, or is it just like this is the law? Let's just execute it the way it is. Huh?
We cut and paste.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Cut, paste, change names, change dates. That's kind of how I did. That's how I did most of my contracts when I was working in the trust world. It was just copy, cut, paste, done. Change names, change banks, change dates.
Yeah, I mean, for all the cautions about plagiarism in law school, in practice, it goes more like search, motion for summary judgment.
Yeah. I worked with a lawyer.
Limitations. Aha.
At the bank, I worked with a lawyer who got highly offended when I said that that's basically how you do a trust agreement. You just, like I could write the damn trust agreements. Once I had the template, it was done. It was just, replace bank, replace name, replace the bank, replace the funeral home, replace the date. You're done. But he got highly offended. He's like, no, there's more to it than that. I'm like, okay, walk me through the process. He's like, well, you also have to read it.
Yes, you do.
Like, okay. Okay, so you read it, then you search, replace. What's next? Like, we have to read it again. Like, okay, dude, sure, whatever. Okay, yeah, you're providing a valuable service. Appreciate that. Thanks. But
Yeah,
for real, lawyers do provide valuable services because y'all do. There are rewrites that have to be done because sometimes, I mean, in the trust world, at least, you weren't always the trustee. Sometimes you were, there were different things that had to be included in different language and different wordings depending on the state. So it wasn't all in his defense, in the defense of the lawyers in the trust world. It was not all entirely cut and paste, and it was also a lot of stuff that I didn't want to have to deal with.
Well, in my practice,
like reading state laws and shit like that, I didn't want to mess with that crap.
I do a lot that cannot be cut and pasted because there are unique issues in some of the cases that I work on. So I do a lot of research and a lot of writing that's original.
Well, yeah.
And I really like it.
Which would make you a published author.
Yes. Well, I am.
Somewhat.
But no, filing something with the court does not make me a published author. But yes, I am published.
Let's see, what else? what else was one of the things I'd love to do to that particular lawyer? Uh, I would. This was one of the more fun, cruel things that I would do. I would go into his office. He was a A&M grad, A&M law school. I would go into his office and I would sit down and I'd say, okay, this is what we need to do. And I would walk through the process that of the trust agreement that we needed to draft. And then he would look at me and he would say, dude, I know how to do this stuff. I've been doing this stuff a long time. I'm like, yeah, I know, but you're from A&M. So let me explain it again slowly. And I would always give him shit about that. That was a fun thing to do. Mostly because he always looked down his nose at me because I was from U of H. But I thoroughly enjoyed giving him shit about having to explain very slowly legal stuff that I understood as a business major who doesn't know anything about anything. No discernible talent. That's what business school gives you. And explain it nice and slow. So there you go. Lisa,
Yeah.
we're at the hour mark. Our happy hour's done. You won the game. Congratulations. Let's tell her what she won, ladies and gentlemen. You've won the respect and respect and
Awe.
awe. Yeah,
Yeah.
awe and respect from the entire studio audience. Ladies and gentlemen, give Lisa a hand. Ah. I don't have sound effects. I might have sound effects. Hang on, let me see if I can find a clapping sound effect. No, I don't want to even mess with that. You get there you go. You get a sound effect. Everybody give Lisa a hand. She won the trivia challenge tonight. Lisa, tell me something you want to plug.
Well, next week we're having a very special guest on the show.
You're right. We have a musical guest coming next week.
Yes. Max Abrams, who plays the saxophone with the Mavericks, will be here.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have any requests, let us know, because he'd like to put together a show for us, do a few songs on the saxophone.
Sorry, I'm reading comments.
Do what?
I'm reading comments. Christopher wants to be an erotica Arthur.
That's what he tells his coworkers. That's not what he wants to do.
Yeah, but that's fucking hilarious.
He is.
That is good.
He is very hilarious.
I would tell my coworkers at the bank that I would hang out with strippers and burlesque performers and sideshow artists all the time. And it's not untrue. I did. I hung out with strippers and sideshow artists and burlesque performers all the time. So Max Abrams, the saxiest player from the Mavericks, will be joining us next week. I'm actually really excited about that.
It's going to be a really good show.
It's going to be fun. He's going to be taking requests. I know he's going to be playing at least Rocky Mountain High on the saxophone, or that has been requested. I don't know if it's going to actually happen because that's it's a very tough song. There's almost 3 chords in it. And we do have a request for Yakety Sax. I do want to hear Yakety Sax. That is an official request from not only the audience, but the host as well. I want to hear Yakety Sax. That sounds like a good one.
So let me tell you about Yakety Sax. The way that Max does these songs is that he finds tracks to play along to. It is really hard to find one for Yakety Sax.
Because it's just a sax track.
So anyway.
But here's a fun fact about Yakety Sax. If you play the music Yakety Sax on anything over any video, it makes that video hilarious. It's true, and I can prove it. This is gonna be terrible, but I'm gonna prove it because there is. Hang on, I gotta get my YouTube up and running. It's down again for some reason. Yakety Sax. Moose Gal says she has 2 haikus on her channel. Moose Gal, give me the link to your channel. Yakety Sax. There's a whole This is okay. I'm not gonna show this video. Even I recognize how offensive this video is in real life. Fuck it, I'm gonna show it. So there was a Princess Diana did this whole landmine awareness thing, right? Landmine awareness campaign, Princess Diana. I'm not going to show the whole thing because it's funny all by itself. And this was the video to like bring awareness to like landmines. Like if you were just living your life as normal people, and you came, because there's like fields of landmines all through like Afghanistan and whatnot. Very serious campaign. Very serious campaign. Very like real thing to like eradicate landmines across the world. But if you put yakety sax over it, see what I'm saying? Put yakety sax over anything. There you go. I'm telling you, yakety sax over anything makes it funnier. Even Princess Diana's very, very, very serious landmine campaign.
I just.
I told you it was. I didn't say it wasn't offensive. By the way, we should almost certainly support efforts to remove landmines from all across the world because that kind of sucks. Playing soccer and stepping on a landmine would not be optimal. But that also would not be the ideal place to put a landmine or put a soccer field either. I mean, generally would avoid putting soccer fields in those type of places. Christopher says that is his wake up. Well, there you go. Can he play yakety sax in the show next week?
I'll ask.
Because, I mean, it's a sax track. You should be able to play it. Now, playing sax as an accompaniment to the rest of the song, that's kind of a cool idea. I'm looking forward to the show as it is, just to be able to hear that because I've caught one of his live shows on his Facebook page that you sent over to me.
Oh, okay.
The one, it wasn't last week's show, it was the week before. Which one was it that was canceled? I caught the one after that for like 5 minutes. Then I had to go make dinner.
Then I think you caught the Elton John, Billy Joel show.
Right. I caught like 5 minutes of that. And he's good. He's a good performer.
Yeah, he is. I missed the show today, both shows today, because I was in a deposition for the first one that just wouldn't end. And then the second one, I was preparing.
Taking a deposition.
I was preparing.
Taking a deposition sounds like a euphemism for something else.
No, I was preparing for this show, but we haven't used any of my material tonight. So
what are you talking about preparing for this show? Nobody prepares for this show.
I prepared for this show.
Nobody prepares for this show.
Oh,
This is a happy hour. You show up, you have a couple of drinks, and just see where the night takes you. You're just like, let's go.
I've got a slideshow from my dating apps.
Well, you did. You did say you would have a plan B available.
I do have a plan B available, but I think we're going to have to postpone plan B until.
No, yeah, it's 10 after. It's 10 after the hour. I'm running out of steam at this point.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, I've had a busy day. I mean,
you keep me up and like we're on the show for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then after that you want to chat, and I'm just like, so.
Well, see, here's the thing. As this show started off as a fight against idleness. Like we were in March, everything had shut down. I wasn't doing tastings. And it was just like, I've got to do something. I've got to do something with the whiskey, with the distillery, with the brand. We weren't open to the public. I wasn't doing tastings. I had to figure out some way to continue to be able to reach out to with my brand to the audience. And I built a following from 0 to 420 or so followers. Twitter following from like 25 followers to 7,000. Facebook went from something like 5 to 6,000, give or take. Um, Same thing with Instagram. We added maybe 1,000, 1,500 followers. I can't remember. But as things start to heat up, I'm talking to contractors now for the build out of our tasting room. We're producing more whiskey. We're delivering more whiskey. We're doing more tastings. There's fewer hours in the week to do this nonsense. So the plan is to kind of wind this down. I want to tough it out to episode 100 for the quarantine happy hour, and then take it to the distillery for an actual live from the Old Humble Distilling Company, Wildcat Lounge, or whatever the hell we're going to call that place, and do our live show from the distillery, either on a Wednesday night or a Thursday night, maybe even a Friday night, depending on when and where we have the band. So this whole thing is getting harder to do now, but it's going to become much bigger and much easier and much better come August, I think, August or September, when we start doing live bands at the distillery and start doing live shows. So things are going to get real exciting and real different, but also really exciting coming from the Red Velvet Lounge here at the Old Humble Distilling Company. So things are happening.
Things are happening.
It's exciting. Things are happening.
So, are we going to have a regular schedule for when I feature my findings from the dating apps? Because
I think we can do something like that. Because see, we'll have the live music at the distillery for our live shows, and what I think we'll do, I'm kind of playing around with a format idea, but like the first 30 minutes or so can kind of be a variety type of thing, where we bring in a guest or bring in somebody to do a thing and talk either remotely or in person. And then the second half of the show, the second hour or so, and now we're going to kick it live to the band here on the stage. Go for it, guys. Cheers. And then I change cameras and, go back to my office and kick off my shoes and pants and relax on the couch for a couple hours. I don't know. I mean, whatever happens. Well, no, I guess I probably ought to keep my shoes on because, well, I mean, it depends on probably. But it depends on the temperature in the distillery. I mean, it gets hot. And depends on what kind of party we're having. We can do a lot of things at the distillery, and it just, depends on the crowd, depends on the party.
You need pants or shorts.
Yeah. I mean, shoes are almost certainly going to be a requirement at the distillery. Yeah. Almost certainly. No shoes, no shirt, no service.
Right.
We'll probably stick with that. I mean, the signs never mention pants. I'm just saying.
You need pants.
Okay, Mom, come on. But that's going to be the transition that the show makes after the 100th episode. We're going to reformat, retool, reimagine how the show is going to be. One of the suggestions for the new show's name would be In Distill of the Night. We shall see. That's a clever name. I'm not sure. I like it. I'm not sure if I'll stick with it because I like others too. So it'll be fun. It's gonna be a cool opportunity to re-envision the show. And as things get more busy and more stuff going on, it's tough to do it's getting tougher. But as long as I'm still having fun, we can still do it. It's gonna be fun. Then next week we should have our science officer back on the show to talk about. Say again? Oh no, that's right. 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks from now, we have the science officer back on the show. This week she's up in some mountain digging around for rocks or something. I don't know, doing nerd scientist stuff, which is cool. and she'll have her nerd scientist findings of whatever nerd stuff she's doing up in the mountains. And probably we'll get a chance to talk a little bit more about Project Gemini and other stuff that we're doing. It'll be cool. So there you go. Lise,
Okay.
I've had fun. Have you had fun?
I've had fun.
Tonight?
Yes, tonight.
I've had fun. In my life. I've had fun on days
I'm like,
and nights.
I don't think you're going to get a cease and desist letter from this show or from this episode of this show, which is great.
From you?
Yeah, right. You get the look from me. So,
you see, it was so much. It was easier. I don't want to say it was easier. It was different when it was just me, because I could sing and do whatever I wanted, and I knew my lovely wife wasn't watching, so she wasn't giving me the look. But now you're like actually watching it as we do it because you're on the show. You can give me a look whenever you damn well please.
Yep.
Yeah. But it also gives me the challenge to make you give me that look. Because that's its own reward. Really it is.
Yeah.
And that's what's great about it. It's its own reward.
Plus, I'm prettier than you are. So,
that's true. But
with the optics.
There is a way to make me prettier.
Oh no.
Oh yes. I have enough of these. If I feed somebody enough of these, I am gorgeous.
True.
It is true. If I feed someone enough of those, tell you what. I mean, it may take a couple of bottles worth, but I do get handsomer the more of my whiskey you drink. It's a fact. Scientific fact. I can prove it with data. Probably. I mean, I haven't tried, but I probably could.
Yeah, just wait until people start coming out for tours when we're both there. Those are, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And see, that's the cool thing. You could be there on a stool next to me doing a live show at the distillery with a band and a room full of people, and everybody would be coming out to be all like, Lisa, you put up with him so well. Yay. And I'll be like, I'm a damn charming son bitch, people. What's wrong with y'all? Have some more drink or get out.
Your lovely wife is. I don't have to live with you.
She is definitely the all-star of this coupling. Yes, indeed. My lovely wife is absolutely the all-star. Yes, Mooscow's channel right here. In chat, Mooscow. Go check out Mooscow. She has a cool channel. She says she has a couple of haikus that she's recently posted up on her channel. Go check her out. Christopher, Mischief in person when we all open up. And again, I expect that opening will be in August. That's our tentative date for opening. We need to make sure we have our air conditioner working if we're going to open in August. Otherwise, it'll be October. Because it'll be oppressively hot on the surface of the sun. Dreadful. Anyway. All right, Lise, it looks like you're done with your drink. I am done with my drink. Cheers. I'm going to go ahead and sign us off. Thanks for coming out. Mind if I put you in the back room?
Sounds good.
All right. Sit tight for a minute. Cheers. And don't forget to spay and neuter your cats.
Thank you.
Yes. The what are you, Barbara Barker? My lovely assistant here, Barbara Barker, wants you to remember to spay and neuter your cats before they make more of them, because she will kidnap them.
Cat.
Bye, Lise.
See you.
Guys, it's been a hell of a show. We've had a ton of fun. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit subscribe over here. There's a button probably right around here somewhere. Like the video, comment down below. Look for us at your local liquor store. We're at Specs all across the state of Texas. We're in Total Wines. We're in Goody Goodies Twin Liquors. your local mom and pop shop. If they don't carry us, ask for us by name. Old Humble Distilling Company whiskeys. We're the one with the purple label and the one with the black label and the bottles that contain the most delicious gold medal winning whiskeys in all the land. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages. It has been a fun, fabulous show. Thanks for coming out. We will see you next time. Cheers and good night.